G'day, good evening and welcome back to Brisbane. Southeast Queensland still dealing with the echoes of Alfred. There are some big problems happening just a little further up the coast. Now, tonight on the show, we're going to talk about lots of different heroes that have been working up and down the coast for the past little while, but I want to focus on the people trying to reconnect electricity to hundreds of thousands of people. We'll go inside that operation and how it works tonight. The New South Wales Premier, Chris Minns, joined us a little earlier tonight to talk about the issues in northern New South Wales. And then back to our usual on Sunday night, which is the state of the race. The conversation about an election that we thought could have been called as early as this weekend, but because of the events of the past few days, is going to be delayed until May. But first, let's start with the weather, and it has been wet and wild this weekend in southeast Queensland and the north of New South Wales. The rain is coming and going from Brisbane tonight, but the effects are very much still being felt on the Gold Coast. But the real focus right now is a place called Hervey Bay. Now, Hervey Bay is just off the Sunshine Coast, and they have been absolutely turned inside out like a pair of socks. Tonight, there is footage that is showing us the real problems of hundreds of millilitres of rain that have fallen there in just a few hours. 11 people so far have needed to be rescued from the floods. The Premier, David Crucifulli, in his most recent briefings, is turning his attention to the emergency that is happening there as we speak.
There was 230 millimetres of rainfall in just a few hours in Hervey Bay. We've seen that culminate in reports of flash flooding in homes and in businesses. There has been a number of swiftwater rescues, and I just want to say a huge debt of gratitude to those emergency services personnel.
Now, one of the problems here is that by having to spread themselves across an area that has got literally millions of people and hundreds of thousands at any one time that are in the focus, there are some things that have slipped through the cracks. Most notably, the information that was being given to the people of Hervey Bay. The Bureau of Meteorology has admitted tonight that while they had the information eventually, they didn't have it early enough. A statement from the Bureau of Meteorology says that Hervey Bay was included in a severe weather warning that was issued at 5 a.m. However, they now acknowledge that the event had happened much earlier. The latest numbers we have is 320 mils have come down since 9 a.m. yesterday. There have been 171 rescues, not just from the waters, but from the people who are inside their homes. So 11 people being pulled out of the water and 171 people being pulled out of their homes. Now, a quick little update again before we start to have a look at the other issues that are happening around the world. Here are 5 things that you need to know about what is happening when it comes to this ex-tropical cyclone tonight. The first is that flooding is the next big worry for Brisbane. The expectation is that with hundreds of mils that have flowed for a while, the problem is not going to be in the Brisbane River behind me. Instead, it is in many suburbs. More than 100 roads are currently closed.
This event is still not over. The rainfall will continue, and the risk of intense rainfall with localised flash flooding is real.
Again, let me show you some data. You know how into the data I am, and geez, there's a lot when it comes to a weather event. These are the issues about rainfall in the past little while. I've spoken about Hervey Bay, but right now, Brisbane, 183 mils. Nearly 100 mils fell in Brisbane in just 2 hours. That, by the way, is the equal of all of the rain that fell here in December. Up at Redcliffe, 147 mils. At Archerfield, 200 mils. Down at Coolangatta, 125 mils. Over the border in Ballina, it's been 38, and in Lismore, 37 that have fallen in the past couple of days. And as you can see, you think you're about to stand in a nice dry spot, and then the rain starts to pull up. We'll hold on for as long as possible without reaching for the rain jacket. The other thing is wind. And again, you can see a little bit of it picking up, but that has caused its own troubles too. Again, worth having a look here, because you can see the types of damage that has taken place. Now, I will probably tomorrow, in chapter and verse, have to set things right with those who have said this thing's not as big as expected, fizzer, all the rest of it. Look, let's be very serious. Person died in northern New South Wales. People are being pulled out of the water or saved from their homes in Hervey Bay. Hundreds of thousands of people don't have power. I'm sorry if that's not enough for some people, but it is well and truly a very significant event that's been taking place here. At Brisbane Airport this weekend, 93 k's an hour was as fast as it got. At Redcliffe, in the middle of last night, it was 104 kilometres, 95 k's on the Gold Coast, and the latest number we had was 76 k's an hour at Hervey Bay, but I think we're going to see something a little higher once more numbers come in. 82 kilometres an hour across at Cape Byron at Byron Bay. The third thing you need to know about what is happening as we speak in southeast Queensland, northern New South Wales and everything that has been affected here is there is an awful lot of people who still don't have power.